Natsukashi. Hello, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, Trials and Tribulations. Today is the last day for investigating in the whole trilogy. I'm so sad. I'm gonna miss this game, these games. I'm excited, trust me, to move on, and I can always come back to them, and I will. And I don't know. I'll just miss it. These three games definitely have such a nostalgia factor to them that the other ones don't quite have. For me, specifically. And probably for other people, too. Since the other two anthologies, well, three if you count Great Ace Attorney, are more recent additions to modern consoles, but this one's been around for a while. So anyway, last time we got control of Phoenix back, and he's struggling a little, but he's been investigating with Francisca, actually. And then there was the reveal that Miss Elise Donem is actually Misty Faye. Mystic Misty, aka Mia and Maya's mother, which sucks. And so we were gonna get more information, and we were finally gonna get Maya out, but then she was locked away. So we went to go get Iris to unlock it, and then there was an earthquake, and she ran away. And then when we returned to where Maya should have been, there were even more locks, and they look like psyche locks. So we have some mysteries. We also have some very gay shit ahead of us. I'm very excited for that. Oh my god, I gotta remember how to do everybody's voices. It's been a week. Right. Is this what Godo was talking about? Yeah. The trick locks. Sorry, I'm gonna turn it down on my end. I always forget, this game is so much louder than Okami for me. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once.
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me.
What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks?
Yes.
If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly fine. There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. I've read opinions where people are like, Francisca didn't change that much from game 2 to game 3. Wrong. She would never have done this in the second game. She's learning how to show kindness again. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in a corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm going to stay here and see if I can't help solve these bothersome puzzles. I see. Why are you so interested in getting Maya out of the cavern, Francisca von Karma? Fran Maya real. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris?
No, not at all.
Okay, first of all, I do want to see if there's new dialogue for this. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them.
Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before.
I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. Alright, Iris. Why did you make a run for it, Iris?
I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see.
In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that.
I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the secret cavern was all right, but...
But what?
Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the sacred cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this?
I don't know, I still think it might be you.
These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Kurain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it.
Well, you set the one in the middle, so why don't you undo that one?
And aren't you the one who set these locks?
I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them.
What does that mean?
It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. Encoding overloaded. I've literally, in my 4 years of streaming, never gotten that message. Literally nothing's happening. Girl, nothing's happening. We're playing a visual novel on the Switch. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks. The first one. Well, that's one...
Yes, that's correct.
What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this?
Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But
it will take time, won't it?
Yes, about a day if I had to guess.
A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us?
Sure, I'll do whatever I can.
We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're going to have to call on your inner strength now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you?
Huh?
Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the inner temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too. Yeah, you had a busy night, girl. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple. It's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Of course you won't. Of course you won't. That's why I can't trust you. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Okay, you're useless to me. Can you take a look at this for me, Iris? Yeah. The logs are far more important at this moment, wouldn't you agree? She's right. I'm going to have to hold off on asking her about things for now. That's crazy, dude.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Okay, well then let's skedaddle. Franziska, I leave it up to you. Sorry, I'm just taking a deep breath, preparing myself for homosexuality. The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Hello. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth. Oh! Hey! Don't you dare run away! He's so good at doing that. Hi, Nem, you're just in time for homosexuality. What do you want, right? What do I want? Well. Hi, Karma. If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. Let them hug, please. Edgeworth needs to be hugged so badly. Please, please. I need that. You went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Hug him anyway! For real, for real. Will you say anything funny if I look at these things? According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder. Well, Maya was up here training, so there's nothing strange about that. Except, apparently, they don't light these torches for training sessions. Huh? I heard that too much light isn't conducive to spiritual training. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. I suppose you've noticed that Maya's name is written on this lantern. It's pretty hard to miss, you know. It's written in Miss Donham's blood. She was probably forced up against the lantern by the killer. Then with her back against the lantern, she wrote that name with her finger. That's why it's written upside down. You think the victim wrote this herself? Isn't that the obvious conclusion? But why would she write Maya's name? I don't think that's something I want to discuss with you. Why is this the only area with no snow? Someone must have cleared it away. What other explanation is there? Of course, I played the what-if game as well. But when I asked our trusty bungler, Detective Gumshoe, he said it wasn't him. I suppose Edgeworth has a point. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason to do so. I just can't imagine what that reason could be. I know. There's a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. It belonged to the victim. We're sure of that now. It's going in the evidence room once the investigation is over, so hands off, right? You don't need to tell me that. Well, our dear friend Larry just tried to steal it when no one was looking. He probably just wanted something to remember his esteemed teacher by. That's so sad. That's so sad! Larry makes me sad sometimes, guys. A little lantern, a little statue. It's small, but the place is incredibly well kept. There's just one thing that's troubling me. Everything else is covered in snow or frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken by someone. Maybe one of the detectives washed their face in it or something. Don't be ridiculous, right? No detective would be that careless at a crime scene. He's really angry. I better not say it was Gumshoe or his salary's gonna pay. Alright. I just wanted to see the new dialogue with Edgeworth, so... Have you seen my badge? Is that your attorney's badge? Interesting. I never imagined I'd ever see you wearing one of these, right? It's because of you that I became one, Edgeworth. Not that I have any regrets. I really don't. If you're trying to say thanks, you can start by saying it a bit louder. Gay people! Oh my god, they make me crazy! What do you think about this, Edgeworth? Sorry, right. You're a defense attorney, and I'm a prosecutor. It wouldn't be right for us to discuss things so intimately. But you were acting for the defense in the trial today. Did everyone see the Ace Attorney, like, recap video that they did I watched the Japanese version of it just to see, because I've seen so many screenshots from the English version that I watched the Japanese version just to see if there was anything, like, drastically different. It was really funny. It's so silly. Edgeworth being like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here. It's about me now, I want to be here. And he's like, can we make it about things I like? And then Phoenix is like, oh my god, I hate his ass. I love them. They're so important. Homosexual. Get that piece of filth out of my face. You're still mad, huh, Edgeworth? I know a thing or two about Larry Butts, just like you. We both know he likes to act up, but this, even he couldn't make something like this up. If this is what he drew, then this is what he saw. As unbelievable as it may seem. I know. That's what I think too. Every time, every single time I see that guy, he's in it up to his neck. I knew it. Edgeworth's still mad as a hornet at Larry. Yeah. Please, please, I want all your dialogues. Please, pretty please, be silly with me. Hey, be silly with me. Will you be silly with me? My enemy, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, will you say anything about this? Oh, okay. I was really hoping he might say something about, like, now he kind of believes in it. Oops. I hope you'll tell me if you know something about our mystery woman, right? I know that Elise Donham was no ordinary visitor to the temple, but her true identity could be a useful weapon for the defense. And I can't give that away just like that. Iris gave that to you, didn't she? Yes, and it really works. It helped my fever go down quicker. I'm sure of it. So you say, but your face is as white as a sheet, and sweat is running down your cheek. Anyway, it seems to me like there's something going on between the two of you. Actually, I don't know exactly why, but there's something about Iris that just tugs at me. I can't figure out whether I feel like I know her or don't know her at all. It's really weird. Jealous, bitch. Bitch is jealous. Oh wait. Profiles. Anything to say about Maya? I don't know Maya Fey very well, but it seems to me that the girl is always letting herself in trouble. It seems to me that you know her better than you think. I do sincerely hope she's going to be alright. Aww. One of the biggest names in the world of law, as I'm sure you'll agree. He doesn't have his chessboard with him in court, that's the only reason. For better or for worse, we were only destined to meet once in the courtroom. I know, I read all about it. It was the first time for the both of us, two novices head to head. I can still remember how downhearted I felt after that trial ended the way it did. I wonder if Mia felt the same way too. Ooh, it's Be Real time? Edgeworth. Edgeworth, be in my Be Real. Teehee. It seems Pearl was trapped on this side of the river on the night of the murder. Did she tell you anything? Listen right. She's just a kid. I can't force things out of her. You'll have to be the one to find out what she knows. Okay. He's something of a legend, I hear. Don't say it like you don't know anything about him. Tell me what you know. It's a bit strange, actually. If he really was anything special, I should have heard about him by now. I'm always well informed about the rookies coming into the prosecutor's office, you know. Then you mean he isn't anything special? You should already know the answer to that. Although, there is one other possibility. What's that? He could have come into the profession from a different channel. What different channel? There's more than one way to become a prosecutor, right? Perhaps he started off as a defense attorney, but decided it wasn't for him. A defense attorney? I didn't even know you could switch sides like that. Literally, Edgeworth did it this morning. I was just with Detective Gumshoe. I treated him to oh, guys, this is cute. I treated him to some pasta. You owe him that much. After all, it's your fault his salary is so low. How's it my fault? And look, if you're going to buy the guy lunch, at least get him something decent, okay? Gumshoe practically lives on pasta and noodles already. Well, I did order some extra Parmesan cheese on top. He was crying tears of joy as he dug into it. It was quite moving. All you have to do is give the poor guy a raise. It's crossed my mind once or twice that her testimony might be a bunch of lies. There certainly are a lot of problems with it. The thing is, as far as I can tell, she has no reason to deceive us. I believe she did meet the defendant at the Inner Temple and witnessed the murder too. The one in the Hazakura Temple courtyard, in any case. Another victim we know that. Okay, this is the same thing as before. Yeah, okay. I wish we could tell Edgeworth he's not acting on defense. Apparently, Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Apparently, he had become something of an apprentice to Elise Donim. Yes, something like that. He did this portrait for me earlier. That's great. Uh-oh. Let's just leave it at that about Larry, alright? Looks like someone's still mad at the Butts for his performance in court today. It's been more than a year since I last saw Franziska myself. Aww. But it seems that she's been dying to see you again. She really said that? I believe she wants to eat you for breakfast, or to put it another way, whip you silly. Literally and metaphorically. Oh. She wants to cannibalize Phoenix Wright. Go on, let her have her way. It would make for a great anecdote about my trip. Forget it, Edgeworth. Edgeworth's so happy it's not him for once. If you want to know how to run the perfect trial, there's a lot to study and learn. Oh, is that what you're studying about right now? I've sat at the prosecutor's bench for trials in 5 different countries now. Wow, that's awesome. The first thing you must do is gain complete mastery of the language. It's quite a task. I'd never get anywhere then. It's taken me a lifetime to sort of master one language. So real. So real and true. Okay, let's talk. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance that this is the actual scene of the crime. That's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. No. Though, thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there! But it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? What am I to say? What am I meant to do? Crazy. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I had seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Sorry. Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst... Oops, typo. It was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be a crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. How do I do that? I don't think I can do that yet, can I? Oops. My bad. Okay, we can't do that yet. Alright, that's okay, we'll be back. I need to go here. I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Present everything. I did already. You missed it. Sexy suck. Sorry. Instinctive. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. I'm pretty sure I have to do something else first, Partial Bullet. But I mean, we'll be back anyway, regardless. Doesn't matter.
Oh, Mr. Nick!
Pearls, what are you doing here?
Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright?
Well, we don't know yet.
Oh, I see.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry? This is the Loser's Shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. What do you mean upload failed? Be real, you're so evil. This is the... what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that?
Mr. Nick, Mr. Larice did a picture of me.
That's, great, Pearls. We're gonna gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down.
Oh, Mystic Maya.
Hi, Pearly. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I've got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then, what do you think about this picture, Pearls?
I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing.
See? Oh, the cops are coming for you, Larry. Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know?
It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy.
No. It wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night.
But, Mr. Larice...
Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Someone who can recognize talent. She's 9, but who cares? Okay, so, okay, so I was half asleep when I got here that night, or when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take this sketch at face value. Hey, what's with that look of doubt on your face? Sure. Pearls.
Yes, Mr. Nick?
Oh yeah, you were supposed to be with Mystic Misty. Or Elise, or whoever we're calling her. I'd been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? How did you end up on the other side of the bridge?
I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know? I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing. Does it, Mr. Nick?
Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Donham's room reading a book together. But Miss Donham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls?
I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick.
Oh. Oh. No. Oh. Oh, I love that because she's so small, they have to put the psyche lock above her instead of in the middle of her fucking face.
I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished.
What are you talking about, Pearls?
My spiritual power, it has disappeared.
What? Her powers have disappeared? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls?
It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint.
Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm going to have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. I don't think that I can yet, but let's show some things to her. It's no good. Okay, she won't look at anything. You won't even look at, this? Okay. Wait, what about Larry's drawing? Let's try that. Nothing. Okay. Nothing at all. Okay, fine. Back to the bridge. Let's go to here. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Very valid of her. Oh, hello. Well, what's the damage? How is the secret cavern? It looks like it survived. But we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the secret cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Kurain tradition. We have Iris at the secret cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Maddie, oh my god! Happy finishing Fata Mortar Day for you! Snaps. Dude. So, out of 10, please rate the game. No spoilers, just rate the game. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. I don't know how long I can stay, but oh my god, thank you for just... Dude, absolutely. I love the House on Fata Morgana. It's not a game. It's an experience. It is literally a, like... It's an experience. You learn about yourself in that game, I feel. Like, it is no exaggeration for me to, like, Morgana and Michelle as characters truly changed my life. That is a true paradigm shift of a game.
Oh, yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we?
Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Kurain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. You walk in and you see and feel so much. True.
It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise, no, I mean Mystic Misty, arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Kurain tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them."
Dude, yeah. And, yeah. Giselle's fic. Or, Giselle's fic. Giselle's, theme playing. Yeah, Maddie, you have so much extra content still. Honestly, I think the writing in Requiem is even better than the writing in the main game. Because I've been, like, going through it again, and it hits. There's some, like, just prose that fucks severely. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line?
There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and usually it's the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of the Kurain, and her daughters the main family. All other mediums become the branch family members with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line.
Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? Yeah, no, Maddie, get some rest. I know you're in that East Coast time zone. Get some rest. But I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I loved sharing memes with you and seeing your reactions and being like, you don't get it yet, you don't get it yet, you don't get it yet, and then finally being able to be like, now you get it. Nem, you're next. After Fire Emblem? I would wait to do backstage as like the very last thing because it's hilarious. I would do Ascento Dale next and then Requiem. You legit played the game all day. Yay. You get it now. I'm normal. I'm not normal. I love him. I hate him.
You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real.
Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask-to-Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. I want to bite Jacopo and shake him. Yeah, me too. And also kiss him. Kiss his little forehead.
The crying technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll see.
Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill?
I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Not letting you type apostrophes? That's so strange. Okay.
Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake.
A mistake? What mistake?
It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident.
That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is?
I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file.
The DL6 incident. I knew it. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I knew it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago.
Huh. That's right, so it was you who was the defense attorney on that case.
A murder that took place 17 years ago. Good night, Maddie.
It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer.
And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother.
Through Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action.
But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he?
That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, the people of the Korean village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished while everyone still thought of her as a fraud.
But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all.
Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Korean tradition is starting to recover at last. But with the new master wielding the power of the clan,
does she mean Maya?
But with a new master, yeah, okay, hard to tell where emphasis is supposed to be. The spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood.
It's in the blood, oh, it's in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before.
It's been so long! We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us.
According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power.
The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Ami. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master.
And the ones who don't become branch families, right?
That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy.
You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia.
Oh yes, I've heard of her.
What? You know about Mia?
Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother.
If the Fae do a blood transfusion.
And lost her life as a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition.
Of course, Mia's the best, guys.
Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all the rivalry between her mom and her aunt.
MILF. Sorry. That was instinctive. That word pushed out of my lips. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her.
Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know.
Morgan? There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now at Maya's home, Kurain village. What she did was terrible. It was also she could make her own daughter the next master.
I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris...
Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this?
That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter.
Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Ayo? Mother, I'd like to have a friendly game of checkers with. Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter?
Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. Well, I mean, okay, don't judge me. She was 49. That's not that much older than me. I've seen people with age gaps with that. We'd both be consenting adults. Listen. Alright, everyone's learning something about me today. I think older women are the hottest. I'm just gonna let you guys sit on that one. I think older women are so attractive. Not all of them, but like, there's so many MILFs in this series that I just like twirling my hair like, oh my god, hi, oh my god. And there's women I've seen in real life that I'm like, they're like 10, 15 years older than me, and I'm like, damn. Let's not dissect it. It sounded like you'd met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearls. Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! That child! She's Mystic Morgan's! I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. Like, we have to be real. Get rid of her weird fucking hair. Morgan's hot too. It was all done to set Pearls up as the next master. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Uh-oh. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Kurain's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up to be looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister, we know exactly who it is. Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. They're half-sisters, but still. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger toward the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. Jeweler. That's a really hard word for me to say in Bikini's voice. But even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was the result of Mystic Morgan's anger. He was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Alright. Can I do anything with this? Sister Bikini, would you mind taking a look at this? Ah! What are you doing with that? Give it back at once! I can't. This is evidence. This really must be one very important item. Well, okay, let's talk about the sister. Iris had a twin sister. That's really all I know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea where she is or what she's doing now. I could tell her, but she'd probably have a coronary and a half. He picked that up from Miles Edgeworth. saying coronary. When I think about it, I do feel kind of sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was a more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compete with her sister. It must have been really tough on her. Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did. No, of course not.
Okay. I don't know that I can get any more information from you, but I know we can take this to Edgeworth, because this is what we needed earlier. Yeah, so, I saw this coming like a mile away, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, you know what? We haven't been to the courtyard yet. Because it is such an Ace Attorney thing. Also, why is her hair like that? It is an exaggeration of an existing, like, an actual style in Japanese, I guess mostly geisha, but, like, are what we see it in now. But, what era was that from that started? Oh, I can't remember. But that's, like, a very traditional Japanese hairstyle. She just has a very exaggerated version because it's Ace Attorney. Gumshoe? Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? I don't know the tune to this song, but I know this is based on a real song. No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room and crying. Whoop, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. Investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. Yeah, I don't know the tune to this song. I know it's a real song because we looked it up on Danny and Megan's stream. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Every case is gonna be airtight. Yeah, everything's gonna be alright is the lyric here. I forget what the song is. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon. That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. It looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Can I have that? Can I have it? Can I have your number? So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. Is that the song? I felt like that had a different melody. Anyway. But I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. Three Little Birds by Bob Marley. Thank you, Astro Dude. Also, hi. Yeah. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godo. Godo? What did he mean by that? What does he mean by anything? About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon, and all I find is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the Inner Temple. The incinerator? I knew it! I knew I wasn't imagining it! I'm not crazy, she's crazy! I'm not crazy, she's crazy! There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. And now there's not.
But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. You ask Gono how his meal is, he will recite a poem. Maybe. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case. Spirit mediums? It's got to be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Alright, let's do it. Be careful. Once night falls, blank should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Her name is... She is our... I'm gonna say ally. The whole... Here is a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is, burn the... Also, make sure not to tell anyone about this letter. Gravely roast the master in the fire of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Hades? Love that game. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. So, what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Shichishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh? Yeah, and man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. Secret weapon? What's this secret weapon of yours? You want to know? You gotta think scientifically, okay? Aw, Emma and Gumshoe friendship is surreal. Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! A metal detector. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you want to give it a scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not? Sure. Come on, pal. It's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh, bother. Oh, yare, yare does it. Dun, 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 dun. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Yeah, Emma didn't exist. Well, no, that's not true. Emma, when this localization came out, Emma existed because this game was localized after Rise from the Ashes came out. Almost positive. Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector's signal bouncing off something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good looky-see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit on something metallic. And when that happens, press the A button to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight, too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Since when am I a fan of JoJo? Since, like, 2018? 2019? 2019. 2018? 2019. Sometime around then. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. They are not. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes.
Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I needed advice from is this guy in front of me. I haven't seen, season 6 yet. It's just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here. I'm actually pretty good on skis, you know, pal. I just love to fly down the slopes with my coat fluttering in the wind. Really? I had no idea. How good are you, then? Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as when I'm on a snowboard. That's a pretty detailed answer. Oh, but you know what I'm best at? Making mashed potatoes and gravy. The guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. We better get back to the investigation. Oop. Oh. There's something. Is there something up on the eaves? I can't tell from here, pal. Just forget about it. But it's right under Elise Donim's window. And it's the perfect spot for hiding something long and thin like a sword. I'll go take a look. Yeah, I haven't read the manga, but I've watched parts 1 through 5. It was nothing, thank goodness. Someone just dropped a spoon. Why are you so happy about that? Well, imagine if the murder weapon had turned up there. It'd make me look pretty dumb, huh? At least he recognizes that much. Okay, these are the skis again. That's odd. This sled's made of plastic. It says bikini number 1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge? Aha! I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective? That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop without his badge. I'm sure glad I put that dime in there now. How did you manage to drop your badge here of all places? I know. I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear any more. Metal detectors works by... They work by producing sound and detect the noise back. It beeps when the sound bounces off the metallic objects. Yeah. Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal. Huh? What is it? It's a trap. People set them to, people set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap? For detectives? You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. I got my finger caught in one of those once. Jesus Christ, Gumshoe. Your finger? There was this bit of cheese and it looked so tasty. I reached out and then, bam. I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. Is part 6 out all the way? Like, because that was what I was waiting for it to be completely released on Netflix. That Shichishito next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it again anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop, me as a detention officer, me as the Blue Badger. There's something to be said about the humor value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. True. Alright. This is Miss Donham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detector is reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood. Oh, whoops. However you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright? Ouch. It's been fully out? Okay. I just never heard about the next part of it. There was a ton of fuss about the first part, and then, like, I heard nothing. But also, you have to understand that probably happened when I was in a very, very bad part of my life, and also potentially when I was very, very busy. Because you have to remember, I did move across the continent at one point 2 years ago. I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... The top is coming off. Look what you've done. You've damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah! That's a sword.
Inside the staff? Is this... Could it be the murder weapon? I'd never have guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Or workmanship. I thought it was workmanship, but maybe I'm crazy. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. Then I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure. No. So I said that to my friend Megan once. We had a really funny moment. I forgot to say this yesterday on stream. We had a really funny moment on Thursday night when we took an Uber back, and the Uber driver like pulled into the side street, and he was like, "Is this good?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is perfect, thank you." Because that's always what I say, because the entrance to my area is kind of like confusing, and so the side street is like the best way to do it. And Megan said it at the exact same time in the exact same pitch, and I turned to her and go, "Get out!" And the Uber driver laughed. He thought it was funny, and I was like, "This is my house." And he giggled. He thought that was silly and funny. And I was like, yay, I'm so glad. I'm glad you think we're funny. Anyway. No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. I've heard part 8 or part 7 is really good. But I don't really read much manga anymore. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shichishito, too. This must be the murder weapon. Yeah. Popular during the industrial era, one couldn't carry a sword in public anymore, so they hid them in canes. Yep. It was a sword. Yep. No, don't worry, I know about these. I want one. I know about them because I want one. There was a point in time in 2020 where I had to use a cane, but it was so lame, and I was like, I'm so sad. I could have a fucking sword cane right now. Like, but I had one of those like cheapo free ones that they give you at the hospital, because they gave it to me at an urgent care. Okay, I'm gonna run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? Oh, what is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You're going to get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think? Maya's been murdered. Please, detective! Let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of viridian there. Okay. Just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. This staff's secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal. Thank you, detective. Gumshoe's such a good guy. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Gumshoe. You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Aw, that's the place Edward took him. Sure.
Thanks. People, you know what? Can I say something? Obviously, I'm an Edgeworth and Phoenix shipper till I die, but I think Phoenix and Gumshoe are also a very fun ship. Just because Gumshoe's so loving. You know? But Gumshoe and Maggie are it for me. Like, they're so... I can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Donham doing with a staff like this in the first place? Well, she was gonna put a stop to some shit. Because that's what Bikini said, right? You already forgore? That's okay, he's very sick. Of course he forgore. Okay, I think it would be so funny if I tried to show the staff to, like, literally everyone, but I won't. I think we need to talk to Edgeworth before we can do Pearl or Iris's Psyche Locks. Hi. I have something to show you. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me. But the problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think. Jellopocalypse converted me to Miles Exchange. That is also a good ship. Also a good ship. Partial Bullet. Especially Investigations. A jeweler. Right. I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne. Right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. I think something that we don't talk about enough is that Phoenix holds a grudge. I love that about him, actually. We see it more in later games too, I think. But like, he will hold a fucking grudge. And I think it's so interesting because he's so... Like, I think about in case 2, or I'm sorry, game 2, the first case, where he has amnesia and he's so doubtful and like so suspicious of Maggie, and like because he's gone through the things that he's gone through and like remembers these things, he has more trust in people. But like, he has also because he has such high trust, when that trust gets betrayed, he can 180 on a person pretty easily. Well, not pretty easily, but like severely, I suppose. Where, like, you know, Edgeworth betrayed his trust and he's, like, fucking pissed. And then, like, the second he finds out Dahlia has tried to kill him, which, like, this is for good reason. He does not hold a grudge for dumb reasons. He always holds his grudges for very, very legitimate reasons, but he holds a grudge. He does not let shit go. And so there are a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but there's like a vocal minority of people who headcanon Phoenix as having BPD because of this, like, he can 180 on a person. I don't think that is I don't think that his actions are necessarily representative of what it is like to have BPD, just because I have as many friends as I do with BPD, and that is not how it works with them. But I, like, you can headcanon whatever, but, like, I understand why they would want to headcanon that, because it is so fascinating how he gets so vindictive if someone truly deeply wrongs him. He's such a fascinating guy. I love him. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. I thought when Phoenix saw Iris, he fell in love again, but because of Dahlia, he was doubtful of her. I don't perceive it that way at all. I don't think that he is in love. I think that he is, like, I think he's afraid. Like, I think that he's afraid of himself and of her. Because I think that he resents his younger self for being so stupid as to have fallen for Dahlia's trick. And I think that he's afraid that he could do the same thing again. And the reason I say this is because of his reaction when Edgeworth left. So I perceive his interactions at the beginning with Iris as he is very dubious. He does not trust her. He's very suspicious of her, but he's also very afraid of her. And afraid of himself. Also, good riddance, fucking goodbye, Dahlia. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. This is so... What a line. You're so weird. You're so weird. What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. See, like, and this is another thing. He didn't tell Edgeworth about this. Edgeworth was involved in a murder case growing up, and so was Phoenix. But Phoenix never mentioned his to Edgeworth. It's very unfair. Phoenix is very unfair to Edgeworth, actually, because he insists on pulling these feelings and things out of Edgeworth, this trauma, to address it, and then does not do the same for himself. He does not tell Edgeworth about his own issues. He's very cagey. He's very cagey, and that's why I think that he reacts with doubt and fear when it comes to Iris. I think at this point he's starting to trust her a little bit more, at least he was until this, because he was like, I trust that she can undo the locks. But like, yeah, the psychology of Phoenix Wright is so fascinating, dude. I could talk about him all day. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey!
At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something.
It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down. Like, because Phoenix also... Sorry, I'm just thinking about it again more. Remind me, when he says there's 2 things I can't forgive, isn't it like poison and betrayal? Like, even... How do I say? Well, we'll get to it. I'll address it later. Anyway, it's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. Maybe you should start making a series. Partial Bullet, I genuinely want to for a very specific character because I already pretty much have it scripted. But I've thought about it. I really thought about it. Maybe when I'm done streaming the games, I will. But I'll be so honest, I hate video editing. I hate video editing. I can storyboard it, but I don't want to edit it. I hate it. It's so ergonomically unfriendly for me. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. Oh, yes, she can, Edgeworth. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Kurain channeling technique. Did you say Kurain channeling technique? Nem, are you serious? You want to edit? Are you sure? I thought you also had a bad time editing. Or was that Danny? I can't remember. Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Yeah, of course he knows something about it, Phoenix. DL6, we were just talking about it. Fraudulent. I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. We just talked about it. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. No, I just like, you're so valid for that, no. No, I just like complaining. Well, when I finish the series, I will get to you. I will come for you. I'll pay you for it too. I wouldn't make you just do it. And I'll storyboard it, like I said. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file and you'll know. I already know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then you'll see that the Kurain channeling technique is real. Damn. Yeah, see, like, I know how to edit. So, fun fact, over 10 years ago, at this point, I actually did Let's Plays, and I deleted that channel. It's totally gone. I have none of it left. But I edited, and I was like, I hate it. I hate editing. And I was gonna make compilations for, like, Danny and Megan's channel, and I hate editing. I made that one Nyan Cave video that's really funny, but, like, that was, like, pushing the limit for me. And it's not even just, like, the editing. It is, like, it hurts. It is in no way ergonomically friendly for me. Unless I could do every single thing in an editing program with keyboard shortcuts and not have to use the mouse. If someone knows if that's possible. Also, yeah, I'm still gonna. By the way. It's like a commission. I wouldn't not pay for a commission. Anyway, I think I can break her locks now. I think, maybe. We're gonna find out. The night of the crime. Okay. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Like key binding? But can you do everything? Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe that what you're telling me too. But I can't. And see, like, this is the thing, like, Phoenix being such a doubtful person of her already. And then, like, he kind of gives her a chance, right? And she's, like, honest for a bit. But, like, how do I say? Her betraying, like, she could have probably gotten a second chance, at least even being friends with Phoenix after this, if she had not lied here. Yeah, I've seen how many buttons are on a keyboard, but there's certain things that I don't know if you can do them as precisely with a keyboard. Do I know how many buttons are on a keyboard? Partial bullet, do you know what my writing speed is? My typing speed? Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course.
Sister Bikini?
Her testimony in court today was very clear. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. I think it's the tire tracks. Oh, no, okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but mistakes just don't suit you.
Huh?
I had hoped you would get at least this much correct. I hate seeing you mess up and getting all disappointed.
I didn't know she could be so harsh. Iris, what are you trying to hide? The more you lie about it, the more I know it's got to be something really important. Now you say you left, okay. Oh. I forgot she rang that lights out bell, though. You yourself testified to the contrary. Don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night, and we heard the bell as well. So it got rang. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far, I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. Someone was channeling Dahlia. And so I want to say that there were 2 of you, even though technically there weren't 2 of her. It's just that there looked like there were 2 of her. I hope this is right. Okay, good. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
You have a twin sister who is probably being channeled. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you who was here at the temple on the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said it with yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo. A training ground of the Kurain channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me, passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago. That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father. That's awful. I mean, to be fair, from Iris's point of view, she did get abandoned by her father. A father who took her away from her mother.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch family of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her, she took over as the master of Kurain.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Kurain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Oh.
And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally.
I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked for everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it, goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright! There is still much to investigate!
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I'd better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Baby girl, Pearl's psyche locks. Francisca's been here. Dude, that's the whole thing. That's why I'm saying Fran Maya real. Francisca is helping with these locks that she doesn't even know how to deal with. She's helping with them to fucking help Maya. Lesbians are real. I would know. Anyway. Look at that. They really did make a fire right in front of the shack.
Oh, Mr. Nick.
You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Sorry, Pearly. Francisca was in the temple? Yeah, she was our weird girl last time, remember? And then she stayed behind at the temple to help with the locks. She's helping Maya Fey. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donim's room, reading a book together, correct?
Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried. I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Donim's room because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls, on the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? I would assume here you were worried about Maya. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not going to open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now, I'm going to take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
You mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous, and she felt guilty she signed her up for it. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course! Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those who channel. Oh. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple.
Then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of that bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell?
Huh? Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. That letter was for you, wasn't it? You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Ah! Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and the purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. Woof. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Her mom. Pearls, I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you. That's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. All right, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick,
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me, just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it.
This is really funny. This is peak child thing. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Oh, what? Oh, why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donim on the night of the murder?
Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading.
Well then, would you like to practice reading with me?
Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this?
It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word.
Sure, Miss Donim taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravy sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing, and I couldn't even do it right.
I will protect you with my life, Pearl.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple with a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the secret cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Kurain, like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry! I didn't mean to! I just couldn't help it!
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Aw. Anyway, then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yes. When I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Tusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator and then I heated up the leftover gravy
And let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried?
That's, yeah, peak child activity.
Yeah, it must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
He's just trying to comfort her. Like, credit where credit's due. He's acting mostly normal right now.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried and I tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. Larry, you left me behind. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. Sorry about that noise. So she never managed to channel the spirit. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
This happened in Justice for All with Mia. Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. He said polyamory's not for him. You know what? Okay, I respect that. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month, she told me.
I forget her voice. The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
My mother is always nice to me. I love her very much.
I'm gonna kill your mother with my own bare hands. Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right? Fucking Larry.
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually, a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Ooh. Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Oh my god. Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Goro! The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle. He should be able to say a fucking puzzle workshop. You know what, he's probably saying freaking because Pearls is here. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow. Once and for all.
Mr. Nick, is what that man said just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you.
the blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Oh my god. No more investigating. No more investigating. Guys. No more investigating in this game. Well, on Thursday, we'll start the trial. Oh, after this case, I recommend Crown of Pencil's short fanfic, The Dry Branch. Set after the day this ends. Okay, hold on, I'm looking it up. Hold on. Everybody hold. I'll read the summary of it. The Dry Branch. Ooh. Every tree must be pruned from time to time. Dead and diseased branches must be cut off, lest their decay spread to the whole tree. Only then can the tree grow strong and healthy once again. After the Hazakura incident, Pearlface has finally had enough. Thank you for this recommendation, Astro Dude. This is right up my alley. I love genfics, or like, I guess this is technically teen up, but like, I love genfics about characters like Pearl. Sister Bikini should be helping Iris and Francisca. Yeah, she really should be. But I guess she, like, can't? I don't know. Maybe she will. Anyway, yeah, Thursday we'll start the trial. We will finish this next week. Either Sunday or Thursday. Probably Thursday. Next Thursday. But this upcoming Thursday we'll start it. And then, the week after? Oh my god, guys. Ace Attorney apologizes! I'm gonna be so annoying. Are you ready for me to be so annoying? I got my stuff from Fangamer just in time. I will be wearing that shirt probably the day we start streaming it. Even though I don't have a camera, you just need to know. I'll wear my Apollo, I'll wear my bracelet, I'll wear my shirt, maybe I'll put on my wig. Maybe I'll just cosplay Apollo for no reason. I do need to actually fix up his wig. Anyway, and then Saturday, I'm not sure if there will be a stream. TBD. TBD about Okami. We'll see. Hair of forehead. Ah! Yeah. I love him. But we won't see him right away. It'll be a minute before you see him. I'm gonna be so not normal about it the whole time. Maybe I'll invest in, like, I don't know if I can make a soundboard or something digitally. I would just love to have, like, applause, but maybe I won't. I'm too lazy. Anyway. Yeah, you know the drill. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Be good to yourself. Be kind. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Please wear a mask. Most friendly prosecutor. Yeah, he just wants to be friends. He makes me feel so many things, dude. I'm gonna be really annoying about him. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. And I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye. Bye.